Welcome to Anand Science Academy. In this video, let's discuss the topic dihybrid cross from the chapter Principles of Inheritance and Variation. Here we are going to learn the inheritance of two genes. Mendel also worked with and crossed pea plants that differed in two characters, as is seen in the cross between a pea plant that has seeds with yellow color and round shape, and the one that had seeds of green color and wrinkled shape. Here two characters are there. One is seed color and the other one is seed shape. Mendel found that the seeds resulting from the crossing of the parents had yellow colored and round shaped seeds. Once again, let us understand. The parents are round shaped yellow colored seeds, wrinkled green colored seeds, but the F1 progeny were yellow and round seeds. Here can you tell which of the characters in the pairs yellow or green color and round or wrinkled shape was dominant? Yes, you are right. Definitely yellow color and round shape of the seeds are the dominant traits. Thus, yellow color was dominant over green color and the round shape dominant over wrinkled shape. These results were identical to those that he got when he made separate monohybrid crosses between yellow and green seeded plants and between round and wrinkled seeded plants. Let us use the genotypic symbols capital Y for dominant yellow seed color and small y for recessive green seed color. Capital R for round shaped seeds and small r for wrinkled seed shape. The genotype of the parents can then be written as capital R, capital Y, and small r, small y, small y. Hope you are clear. The cross between the two plants can be written down as in the figure, showing the genotypes of the parent plants. The gametes capital R, capital Y and small r, small y unite on fertilization to produce the F1 hybrid capital R, capital Y, small y. When Mendel self-hybridized the F1 plants, he found that 3/4 of the F2 plants had yellow seeds and 1/4 had green. The yellow and green color segregated in a 3:1 ratio. Round and wrinkled seed shape also segregated in a 3:1 ratio, just like in monohybrid cross. Now let's see the phenotype and genotypic ratio of the dihybrid cross and understand what is the law of independent assortment. In the dihybrid cross, the phenotypes round yellow, wrinkled yellow, round green and wrinkled green were appeared in the ratio of 9:3:3:1. Such a ratio was observed for several pairs of characters that Mendel studied. The ratio of 9:3:3:1 can be derived as a combination series of 3 yellow is to 1 green with 3 round is to 1 wrinkled. This derivation can be written as follows. Based upon such observations on dihybrid crosses, Mendel proposed a second set of generalizations that we call Mendel's law of independent assortment. The law states that when two pairs of traits are combined in a hybrid, segregation of one pair of characters is independent of the other pair of characters. The Punnett square can be effectively used To understand the independent segregation of two pairs of genes during meiosis and the production of eggs and pollen in the F1 capital R capital Y small y plant. Consider the segregation of one pair of genes capital R and small r. 50% of the gametes have the gene capital R and the other 50% have small r. Now, besides each gamete having either capital R or small r, it should also have the allele capital Y or small y. The important thing to remember here is that segregation of 50% of capital R and 50% small r is independent from the segregation of 50% capital Y and 50% small y. Therefore, 50% of the small r bearing gametes has capital Y and the other 50% has small y. Similarly, 50% of the capital R bearing gametes has capital Y and the other 50% has small y. Thus, there are 4 genotypes of gametes. That means 4 types of pollen grains and 4 types of eggs. The 4 types of gametes are capital R, capital Y, capital R, small y, capital Y, and small r, small y, each with a frequency of 25% or 1/4 of the total gametes produced. When you write down the 4 types of eggs and pollen on the two sides of a Punnett square, it is very easy to derive the composition of the zygotes that give rise to the F2 plants. Although there are 16 squares, how many different types of genotypes and phenotypes are formed? The answer is 9 different genotypes and 4 phenotypes. Let's see what are the 9 different types of genotypes and the 4 different phenotypes. From the Punnett square or checkerboard, you can observe this. Capital R, capital Y, capital Y, capital R, capital Y, small y, capital R, small r, capital Y, capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. These 4 genotypes produce the phenotype round and yellow colored seeds. Capital R, small y, and capital R, small y, small y. These 2 genotypes produce round and green seeds. Small r, capital Y, small r, capital Y, small y. These 2 genotypes produce wrinkled yellow seeds. Small r, small y, small y. This genotype produce wrinkled green seeds. Therefore, 9 genotypes and 4 phenotypes. Can you, using the Punnett square data, work out the genotype ratio at the F2 stage? Is the genotypic ratio also 9:3:3:1? No, it is not so. But you can work out the genotypic ratio. In the following tabular column, you can see that. Hope you are able to follow, my dear friends. Whenever you write the genotypic ratio or phenotypic ratio, you just list out all the different genotypes as I have shown here, and then from the checkerboard you can count and write. This can be followed for a phenotypic ratio also. Here the genotypic ratio of the dihybrid cross is 1:2:1:2:4:2:1:2:1. If you observe, you can clearly understand how to write this genotypic ratio with the help of the checkerboard or Punnett square what we have drawn. Here is a question for you to work out. A true breeding pea plant homozygous for inflated green pods is crossed with another pea plant with constricted yellow pods. The given genotype is small f, small g. First question, what would be the genotype and phenotype of F1 and F2 generations? Second question, give the phenotypic ratio of F2 generation. Third question, state the generalization proposed by Mendel on the basis of the overmentioned cross. Hope you'll all try this cross. In the next video, let us discuss the answer. Good luck. Have a good day.